Iraqi Jews didn't want to leave Iraq. They were very happy in Iraq. They had a lot of businesses there. They had outstanding relationships with their Muslim neighbors. All rabbis admit that in Iraq, the Jews had the greatest time, even among the Arab world. Even among the Arab world, they had a great time in general, but in Iraq, it was outstanding. So there was no reason whatsoever for the Iraqi Jews to leave Iraq and go to Palestine, fighting another people, displace them, and take their land, and tell them, from now on, it's belong to us, and just go away from here. They were not interested whatsoever. So how has that happened that 130,000 Iraqi Jews left in a few months? How's it happened? So the Zionists knew that they're not going to leave. So the Zionists has appointed a special terror squad. It's called commandos. The terror squads were good trained, and they went to Iraq with special uniform. They were dressed like Arabs, and they started attacking the Jewish synagogues, Jewish restaurants, Jewish gatherings, like before Shvius. That's a holiday where we used to go to the Dijlat River to pray there.
Yeah.
They dropped bombs on us. They dropped bombs in the restaurants and the synagogues. They killed a few people, and it was escorted with propaganda, with papers in Arabic. Jews, the Muslims are changed. It's finished. The good Muslims is finished. They're here because there is a Zionist state on its way. It's not over. It was in 51. 51, so the Zionist state was established. Yes.
Yeah.
So now the Muslim would like to revenge what the Zionists did for the Palestinians. You have nothing to look here. Just leave and run away. At the first wave, 10,000 left. They were very scared. But then people saw that things are becoming relaxed. No, they were not interested to leave their property, and they were good relations. The Muslim neighbors told them, stay. It's not us. Stay.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Don't leave. But then, after a few months of relative quietness, suddenly there was another wave of explosions and attacks. And then the Jews, and then again a propaganda for these naive Jews, the Muslim here to finish you off. Run for your life.
Yeah.
Again, there was registration, yes. And the Iraqi police were helping to register the Jews, and the Jews that want to get out. We didn't understand. The Muslims in Iraq didn't want the Jews to leave. But the government were offering free registration very quickly. You can you can secure for yourself a place in the airplane. So what's going on? Who is against who?
Yeah.
So after that, there was a CIA officer which wrote a whole book about it. How has it happened?
That's right.
It was a plan between the Zionists and the Iraqi government. His name was Nur Said. His name. Nur Said. He made a deal with Ben Gurion. Ben Gurion told him, "Give me the Iraqi Jews. Take the property. Take their stores. Take the bank account. Confiscate their money." And we're talking about property and money in the bank account which worth billions of dollars. Everything you take for yourself. You just give us the Jews. That's why they turned their face to the other side when they heard of all these attacks, because then that came from the Zionists. They didn't even something happened is they captured one of the Zionists, is the judge which captured him. The police brought him to the judge. The judge said, with this case, it belongs to another district court, and the district was judge has released him.
Yeah.
As Zionist Jewish terrorists that have Jewish blood on his hand.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
and this is the same thing that they did in countries like Egypt, I know as well.
They did it in Egypt. In Yemen, there was a sheikh who used to come when Jews like us came to make sure that Jews are okay there. He used to come tell me, why did Jews with the Zionists are coming and offering money to me that I should send my people to attack them, ensuring that they should run away?
Really?
He was asking them, why? What's wrong with the Jews? What wrong that the Jews will remain in Yemen?
Yeah. So that actually, even though the Zionist entity was already created, Jews still felt more affinity to their lands and to the homes that they had in the Muslim world.
There was no reason why to leave. The Jews heard already that the state of Israel was established with murder, ethnic cleansing, and they understood. Every guy which have a small brain, a little brain, understand that this conflict will never end till the Palestinians will get back their land. It will never end. So why should you have to put your head in a sick bed?
Yeah.
In order to, you could have only one way import these Jews to Palestine. Through terror. And that's what they did. They did it in Libya. They did it in Tunisia. In Morocco, there was a rabbi that they were asking the Zionists, asking, take your oral community and bring them to Palestine. He said, no, I don't want. I'm happy here. A few days after, he was stabbed to death.
Really?
He was murdered.
So
he was murdered.
The Zionists,
you see?
They were committing terror against...
killed the rabbi. No, the Muslim killed the rabbi. He ran away. They killed the rabbi. And then they benefited from this vicious murder by taking all his community back to Palestine.
Yeah.
And even though 10,000 Jews left in Iraq till 77.
Okay, so a very long time after.
Yeah, because and where did they live to? They left Iraq, but they left to England. They didn't want to go to Palestine.
I see. Okay.
They did this because they heard the news, wars and relentless wars. Why? It's not belong to us. Just leave us alone. And they went to England because I had already a lot of them had relatives there. Yes, this. So when my parents were forced to leave, they left. The owner of the landlord that used to rent out the apartment in East, and he cries, says, "Bless, go away from me. Why do you leave?" They said, "We can't leave. We can't stay here alone." They were crying. They were hugging each other. Yeah. My mother always used to. Once a year, we used to sit on a table. We used to talk about. My mother used to talk about with longingness about Iraq.
Yeah.